Thoughton here from Houghton Physical Therapy in Attleboro, Massachusetts for episode number 56, Facebook Live, How to Reach That Goal That You Thought Was Unreachable. Part number 1, Anything is Possible. In this video, you're going to learn how to change your life by learning to shape what your thoughts, your emotions, and your beliefs are. So who am I? I'm Todd Houghton here from Houghton Physical Therapy. I've been a physical therapist for about 25 years, and I am passionate about helping people with the physical body and the emotional body as well. I love working on the mindset because I really feel that that is really the true path to helping people to be successful. So that's one of my topics that we're going to talk about tonight. Please feel free to throw up a thumbs up emoji, heart emoji, and please feel free to tag somebody if you feel that this video might be good for them to watch. So how to change your life, how to make a change in your life, part number 1. I'm here to tell you that anything in your life is possible. You can do anything that you want to do. You just need to find the right leverage. If you don't like your job, change it. If you don't like your body, change it. If you don't like your relationship, change it. So I want to go over a couple terms that I think are going to be important for my talk tonight. Number 1 is willpower. Why having willpower never works when trying to add something positive or take out something negative out of your life. So what is willpower? Willpower is having self-control, training and controlling oneself and one's conduct, but it's really not sustainable. We need more ways to make it stick or stay. That's why when people go to use willpower to go to the gym or use willpower to not snack at night, in my eyes, it never really works. There's nothing really compelling there's not a compelling reason why they're doing something. They haven't figured that out. It never works. As there is no driving force, there's no what and there's no why to make the changes that you desire. What is better than willpower to reach your goals? A few things that I'm going to talk about tonight. The next term is leverage. Leverage we can talk about is the mechanical advantage or power gained by using a lever. So what thing can we do by moving one lever or by changing one lever to make drastic changes in our life? Another way we talk about as lever is something to make our life or a task easier. Which lever, when we're talking about leverage in this case, is going to give us the biggest return on our investment, or which is going to allow us to catapult forward to reach the goal or to make the gains that we want to? If the goal is to feel better physically or to get in better shape, what are the levers that we must pull that have the most return on the investment? The big thing is, number 1 is always to make a decision. So we want to make the decision that enough is enough, that you've had too much pain, and that you're going to go in a different direction. So what are examples of great levers potentially for dramatic change? Well, if you want to get and feel better physically as your goal, or to just be healthier, a big lever that you can change is if you start going to the gym 4 to 6 days per week, you're going to see immediate results with that. Another one is if you start a great nutrition plan. Go see a nutritionist, do some research online, talk to a few different people, talk to a trainer. Another one. Another big lever you could pull is to hire a top-notch personal trainer or professional, not just one that you hear about, but one that has gotten proven results in the past, someone known as an expert. What are some levers that are not so good, that are not going to get you the quickest results as possible? Well, you could watch YouTube videos of ways to work out, or YouTube videos about nutrition. That is also a lever, but it's not one that's going to have the biggest impact. Another one could be starting to eat salads or fasting or starving yourself without a plan as to what you're doing. It might work, but it might not be the biggest lever that you can pull. So getting leverage to help change our decisions. If we want to make a real change, we want to get a good amount of leverage to help us make that decision stick. To be able to make change, we need a reason for change. We need a what and we need a why. We need to have the changes that are going to be compelling, something that means something to us. For example, if you want to get in better shape, if you say, I want to lose a couple pounds, that's not really good leverage, but good leverage might be, I want to lose a couple pounds, I want to feel healthier so I can be around for my grandkids and take them to Disney World. Create good leverage for you. So there's a couple different ways that we can get leverage. I'm going to say there's 2 different ways. One, someone else or something else can give us leverage, can help us create the leverage. The problem with that is it's not sustainable because it wasn't inside of us. The second, but the best way, I believe, is that we need to create our own leverage. We need to have the effective method that's going to have the longer lasting because it's impactful to us ourselves. So the only reason why we do something or we don't do something, we decide to go to the gym or stay in bed or stay in a job or stay in a relationship, is because there's two different things. We associate too much pain with something, or if we like something, we associate pleasure with it, so we keep on doing it. So if we link pain with something, then we're not really going to want to do it. If we link pain with waking up in the morning, then we're not going to want to do it, because who wants to get out of bed when our body's wired for survival? Oh, you're tired, stay in bed. But then if we do that, we're going to associate more pain, because now we're not feeling the way we want it. But if we associate feeling good with waking up early and getting our workout in, or getting up and doing some research on a nutrition plan, we're going to associate pleasure with that, because we're going to see positive results. It kind of feeds itself. So pain and pleasure are the only motivating factors. When you hear somebody suffer, suffering is when someone associates more pain with something than pleasure, and they feel that there's nothing they can do about it. There's always something we can do about it. There's always change. We just got to decide to make that decision. It's time for a change. The next thing I'm going to talk about is rituals. What is a ritual? A ritual is a sequence of activities that we do in order to get a desired result. It's easy to look at someone's rituals if they are feeling successful, if they're financially sound. Well, they have good rituals in the financial aspect. We can look at someone if they feel like, if we look at an athlete, they're in shape, we know what kind of rituals they have to get where they want. We know if someone has a good relationship with their kids, a good family relationship, or a good personal relationship, that we know they have good rituals going towards what their goals are. What is a thought of a ritual is, we are controlled by, our rituals control our life. So if we look at kind of what we do and what our outcomes are, we can look at our rituals. What's an example of a ritual? Example of a ritual would be to work out 4 to 6 times a week. And if someone's muscular, you can look and see that their ritual is to work more on strength. If someone is a runner, we can tell what their rituals are by their body form as well. Rituals, there are rituals that put you in a good state, like happy people are always happy because they practice it. People who are angry, they practice being angry, so that's their ritual. People that are excited about life, that's their ritual, so they focus on that. So rituals can be positive and rituals can be negative. Maybe a negative ritual would be snacking at night. I know that was one for me. I used to snack at night all the time, but I stopped doing that because I didn't really feel that it was an effective ritual for me. Hanging out with your peer group, that might be a ritual. Look at your peer group, kind of see where your goals are in life. If you're reaching them, then you're hanging around with the right people. The next thing is also, we got to do the right thing at the right time. Well, what does that mean? You can do the right thing at the wrong time, you're not going to get the results that you want. So we need to do the right thing at the right time. Really simple example is if you plant bulbs in the fall, your crops will grow in the spring and summer. You will have pain. Again, you associate more pain with pleasure. You're thinking, oh, why do I want to do that? I didn't get any results. Right thing, wrong time. If you plant seeds in the spring, you're going to get crops in the summer, and you'll have food in the fall, and through the whole into the winter season, you associate pleasure with that. You're going to want to do it again. So the first step is to have good rituals, good habits, positive thoughts, and also being in a good state. That's my last point for tonight, is being in a good state. What does that mean? Well, to be in a good state or to be in a better state means that you're, I'll say, positive, or you're having a good focus. You're focusing on maybe what you have as opposed to what you don't have. You're focused on where you're going as opposed to maybe way that things didn't work out in the past. So to be in a good state, being upbeat, always focusing on, again, the positive of where you're going, focusing on positive thoughts and maybe not so much negative ones. How do we get in a good state? Well, I've talked about this many times before, but the first thing is, number one is we have to change our physiology. Get up and move. Go for a walk, get up and down, do some breaths, reaching up and down, do some deep breathing, do some deep breaths, go for a run, go for a bike ride, walk your dog. Many ways to change your physiology. Dance, sing, many different ways. The next thing is we just want to change our focus. Again, we want to focus on what we do have, things that we're grateful for, and not what we don't have. If we focus on what we don't have, we're going to get more of what we don't want. When we focus on positive things, we're going to get more of that as well. And then we just want to give it a different meaning. So change your physiology, you want to change your focus and have a positive outcome, realizing that everything is happening for us and not to us. So for an example of when someone can associate more pain or pleasure with something is, how do you feel that you look, or how do you feel about your general overall health? If you don't like to work out, you're going to come up with all sorts of excuses. I'm too tired. I have to wake up early. I don't have the right clothes to wear. I don't know what to do. I'm not sure how hard to work out, whatever that is. But if you do like to work out, what are you thinking? I feel great. I love the competition of it. I made it through another workout. I like going to the class and getting a good sweat. I like how my favorite jeans fit better. When you focus on the good part of having a workout. That's just an example there. So, to make positive changes, we need to link more pleasure with something than pain. So next week, we're going to talk about, tune in for part 2 next week of examples and steps of how to make those changes you've always wanted to get the results that you want. I'm excited to be here next week for you guys. So this was Facebook Live number 56, how to reach that goal you thought was unreachable. Have a great night, guys. See you next week.